What's up guys, welcome back to Chris Wong Vlogs, and today is the brand new start of a cruise. It's turnaround day, day one of a 7-day cruise to, where are we going? St. Martin, St. Thomas and Coco Cay. Turnaround day means the home port is Miami, so luckily for me I don't have any duties today and I get to spend a couple hours outside in the city where I am just gonna, well actually I think Miami for me every turnaround day is going to be my YouTube upload day, because even with the Starlink internet on board the ship, for us crew the internet Wi-Fi not quite fast enough for me to upload my videos regularly. So this is what crew members like to do in Miami. We're all just patiently waiting for our time to get off the ship. We have crew windows for us to get off the ship. So we're currently just waiting for approval and then all of us can get off the ship today. Alright, getting closer. I can see the daylight. This will be my first time getting off the ship since the start of my contract. Yo, I-95 is looking busy today. Turnaround day, sign-ons, people going home. Yeah, lots happening, lots happening. Well, it's very sunny, I'll tell you that much. But it's pretty damn cold. Maybe wearing shorts was not the best idea. Alright, back at the crew drop off and pick up. Now I just gotta wait for a crew shuttle to take me to downtown. My god, the traffic at this hour already. Like, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning and the port is so busy. Alright, so the shuttle's just dropped me off outside of Ross, but today I think I am going to make my way to the Bayside shopping area, which is literally right here. It's a good location where the cruise shuttle drops you off. And yeah, the weather today, it's very sunny, but probably should have wore some longer pants because legs are pretty cold. Well guys, here we are at the Bayside area. It is looking very nice today. Like I said, it's very sunny, but my god, Florida, I thought you were meant to be hot. Why is it so cold today? I definitely should not have worn shorts, but yeah, it's quite a surreal feeling being back here right now. Like I said this morning in the cabin, the last time I was here was right before the pandemic, quite literally February 2020, and this was when I was working on Oasis of the Seas. This was before anyone around the world knew what was about to happen. This was before we knew the shutdown was going to happen in the cruising industry. If I remember correctly, I was here, the last time I was here, it was the Super Bowl weekend in February of 2020, so it's quite a surreal feeling being back right now. A lot of it does look pretty much the same, although they are doing a bit of construction downstairs, which is a shame because it was a really nice sitting area and I did want to vlog there today just to, you know, reminisce of good times before the pandemic. But nonetheless, this is my first time getting off the ship today. Here is not Port Miami, here is the city of Miami, downtown. But it is quite surreal just seeing all of this again. I don't know, I can't really describe it because I really do remember everything like it was just last week before the pandemic, me just walking around here, shopping, minding my own business. I think I remember just buying some work clothes from like Express down here, buying some work shirts and work pants, ready for my shift at work, not knowing that shutdown was going to happen and coronavirus was going to take over the world. But look how nice the downtown area is right now. I apologize if it's a little windy. Like I said, it is a little cold. It is winter, remember. This is middle of January. But yeah, very nice just walking through downtown again. It looks pretty much the same as I remember it to be. Oh, this is cool. There's some sort of fitness event happening today. Oh, it's a shame I don't have any time to go inside because, I don't know, it sounds like a party in there. Sounds like a lot of fun. This is the WZA. Success. YouTube video uploaded. This was my crew sign-on day video, so hopefully you all saw that. And now I'm just casually, you know, enjoying my last sort of hour I have or so before I actually have to start heading back to the ship because I got to get ready for work. Like I said, it's turnaround day. It's the start of a new cruise. So all of you new passengers are coming on board and I actually have to, you know, start preparing. So whatever this fitness expo is, or event, seems pretty cool actually. I'm not actually sure what's going on, but it sounds like there's all sorts of competitions happening. I can just see a whole bunch of people like working out. Yeah, it's kind of my vibe. I think I'd definitely have gone inside if I didn't have to go off to work today. Oh, yeah, very interesting. If any of you guys know what this is, let me know in the comment section. Because all I can see is just a whole bunch of people basically working out together. Seems kind of cool. So I think that about does it for my day in Miami. Time to head back to the ship. And I've got to head back to Ross this way to get the shuttle, the cruise shuttle, back to Miami port. Alright, back to where we started, at the crew drop-off in Port Miami. And time to head back on the ship. Just a quick few hours in port today. Here we go, back on board the ship. As you can see, it is very busy, a lot of loading, cargoes area. But time to get ready for work. Symphony of the Seas, you are looking huge. Okay, safe and sound, back in the cabin. And now I'm gonna just rest a little bit, get changed into my uniform, grab a quick bite to eat for lunch in the crew mess, and then I gotta head up to work to the casino and start preparing everything I need for this upcoming cruise, because it's about 1 p.m. right now, so a lot of the guests have all come on board, and this cruise will start, we set sail at around 5 p.m. I'm not sure the exact time. I think we set sail at 5 p.m. and the casino will open about 30 minutes after that. Busy day, turnaround day, always a busy day. Alright, all dressed for work. Time to rock and roll. Time to say hello and welcome all the new guests that have just come on board. Hello everyone, welcome on board Symphony of the Seas. So just making my way up from my cabin, which is on deck 1. Got to make my way up to deck 4 now, which is where the casino is. And taking these stairs up and down to work every day. Oops, sorry dude. Helps me get my step count in. And here we are. Welcome to the fabulous Casino Royale. And it's very quiet. Nobody here for me to greet. So this is the view of my desk. Usually a very professional setup right here. This is my view of the casino when I look up every single night, every single day. Poker tables right here, slot machines, tables are all in the center of the casino. VIP area on my left. And oh, this is a cool thing to show you. If I go around to the front of my desk, some of the signage, my casino host opening hours. Look at this geezer on the left. Oh my goodness, who is that? Top lad. Ah, there's a much better shot of my sign. Officially Club Royale Casino host. One day I wanted this sign to say Chris Wong, and then they have my videos playing on the TV. How cool would that be? And then me just sat here. How much? $50 million? Yeah, I'm not really on the phone to anyone. Put that back.
I can't hear you! Will you help me count us down? You ready, brother? Alright, I'll give a thumbs up from Anthony, that means we can go. Alright, we're going to count down from 10, we're going to do it together. When we get to 0, look up, the balloons are coming down. Alright, here we go, count with me now. 10.
Wow, look at this. Busy night on the boardwalk tonight. There's an NFL American football playoff game. So the game is on Playmakers, all of the screens. And at the same time, Hero is playing in the Aqua Theatre. So let's see if I can get in. What's up guys, and welcome back to St. Martin. I've just got off the ship today, got off by myself. The other casino host decided to sleep in today because it was a very late one last night. I decided to force myself to wake up because I wanted to come out into the port today. I've literally just got off the ship now. It's a little bit windy actually, alright? It's nice and comfortably hot. It's not like too hot. It's 27 degrees I think it is today when I checked online. And it just feels amazing to be back, alright? Same as Miami. I have not been back here in St. Martin since the pandemic, alright? It's been literally years since I've been back here, but it's funny because all of it looks the same. Like everything, I'm looking around, like there's a couple more bars here that I don't recognize from before, but ultimately this area, at least when you get off the ship, just looks exactly the same. So it is a busy day in port today. We have 4 cruise ships in St. Martin, 2 Royal Caribbean ships. Almost lost my wording there. This was the first ever Caribbean port I ever visited when I first started working on ships, and this was the first port I ever came to during my first contract. This port for me will always be a very special place in my heart. Like I said, it was my first ever contract. We were on, or I was on, Independence of the Seas. We had just completed the transatlantic crossing from Europe to the US, and St. Martin was the first ever Caribbean port that I ever saw. And the group of friends I was with, we were all working together in the shops at the time, and it was a lot of us for our first contracts. So for us to experience this port together, to experience the Caribbean for the first time, it was actually yeah, it was actually quite a surreal moment. I will never forget it. Alright guys, so I've now made it to the waterfront. I forget exactly what it's called, but yeah, it's a very surreal sensation being here right now. You can see the ships. The ships are behind me over here. So there are 2 ways you can actually make it over to this side. You can get the water taxi, which is $7 if I remember correctly. I'm starting to sweat now. Or you can just walk like I did. Like I said, it's very pleasant weather today, and because it is a little windy, I didn't think taking the water taxi would be a pleasant experience today. So like a 10-minute walk to the front here. All along here is the shops, the restaurants, the bars. You've got the beach that stretches all along, and here is the Caribbean water. I'm not gonna lie, it's after spending an entire season in Alaska, being able to walk around in my swim shorts, flip-flops again, just feels absolutely incredible. And just being here on this beach again after so many years, honestly, it's a very strange sort of feeling I'm having right now. I still literally remember the first time I came here. I know I keep saying this, it was about, at this moment in time, over 9 years ago, but I still remember all of it like it was just last week. Just sitting here on this beach with my friends after completing the transatlantic crossing. You would think after 8 days at sea we would be tired, but no, like after 8 days at sea working on the ship every day, we all got off into St. Martin for the very first time, seeing the Caribbean for the first time, and just relaxing somewhere along the beach, just having drinks, eating nice food. It was actually one of the best days of my contract, and definitely one of the best days of my entire career. If I have any pictures, I'm going to throw them up now. I'm going to have to search through my Facebook of my very first time here in the Caribbean in St. Martin. But yeah, a very, very nice day today. Working on my tan right now. This is what I'm talking about right now. The feeling of the sand in between your toes and then the waves just coming. Quite literally one of the best things in the world. So this is the vibe of the main boardwalk. As you can see, a lot of people here. This is what I was talking about when I said it's quite crowded. But I'm just making my way all the way to the very end now, and I'm looking for the restaurant Greenhouse. Let's see if it's still open. I did hear a lot of things did close during the pandemic, and the restaurant is still here. Greenhouse, you survived. Although it is looking very, very busy in there. I'll be surprised if I can get a table, but let's see what I can do. Alright, so the menu is exactly the same as I remember. If you guys ever come to this restaurant, Greenhouse, get this. The bang bang shrimp or chicken wrap. I'm gonna go for the chicken. It is the best thing on the menu. Food has arrived. Bang bang shrimp wrap, bang bang chicken wrap, sorry, fries and garlic bread. I'm telling you, whatever this sauce is, bang bang sauce is the best. Let's see if it's as good as I remember. Well, that was certainly quite delicious. Greenhouse restaurant, definitely exactly how I remember it to be. It's good to see that some things don't change and it's just consistently good. And St. Martin in general, for the majority of it, it just does look the same before the pandemic. So it's, you know, it's really nice to see this port up alive again, almost back to normal, I would say. But anyway, it's that time for me now to slowly start walking back to the ship. I do need to start slowly getting ready for work. Well, I've got a bit of time to rest, maybe edit a little bit of videos, and then I will be starting work later this evening. But as for now, thank you St. Martin for the memories. Yes, I did change my shirt. If anyone was wondering, I was getting very warm in my t-shirt, so the NBA tank top came out, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just having that moment again. I'm just looking around and I can just remember all the good times I've had in the past over the course of my career working on ships. St. Martin will always have a special place in my heart, and I'll be back here again in 2 weeks. Home sweet home. Hey Symphony of the Seas, how you doing? And oh, look at this, we're docked next to a P&O UK ship today. Very nice, always good to see UK ships as well. I'll tell you what though, one of the hardest things to do is when you spend all day on a Caribbean island, relaxing on the beach, having a few drinks, to then head back onto the ship and start getting ready for work is, yep, it's always quite challenging, but it's part of all fun and games of being a crew member. Alright guys, so that concludes yet another week on board Symphony of the Seas, another week, another cruise complete into my current contract on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and I thought I would sit down now and just have a little talk with you all about just the cruising industry in general, alright, just sort of where my headspace is at and how I think things are currently going. So at the time I'm recording this video, this is my third contract now since the cruise ship restart. We are about 1.5 years approaching the 2-year mark since the cruise restart because of the pandemic, and at this point I would say things do feel, actually, I was about to say do start, but they do really feel more normal than ever before. It's not exactly how it was prior to the pandemic, but let's take the crew members for example. I no longer have to wear a face mask, it is completely optional. I did have to wear a face mask for the first 5 days of my soft quarantine period when I did join the ship, but then after a negative antigen test result, I had the option if I want to continue wearing a face mask or if I just don't want to wear it at all. And I would say that the majority of crew members on board, if not everybody, is basically choosing not to wear it because well, at this point in time anyway, it just doesn't seem necessary anymore. I no longer have to do a weekly antigen test, so at the beginning of the restart, all crew members had to do a weekly antigen test, After the first year, that then changed to every 2 weeks, and now we're at a point now where I think we're just going to get tested once a month. So every so often you may get a notification from your manager or supervisor saying, oh, this month you're going to get antigen tested. It may be like a few weeks, but it's definitely not every week anymore. So the amount us crew members are getting antigen tested is very, very minimal now. In terms of the passengers, we no longer really enforce social distancing anymore. All events are back. So I think the last sort of big event which involved a lot of people and a lot of crowds getting together was the Quest game show, which is in the Studio B venue. It's kind of like how do I describe it? It's like a game show where you have to basically complete tasks to get points for your team. It's really fun for the family, and that was one of the things that didn't come back right away since the restart, but that has now, at least on this ship, been put back into the activities that you can do on board as a guest. Things were very limited at the beginning of the restart in terms of reservations for entertainment shows, for dining, but everything is back now. Okay, everything does feel pretty normal. I do want to talk this is quite, I wasn't even like 100% sure if I was actually going to talk about this. This is actually quite hard for me to say. Okay, I've been working in this industry for quite a long time. This is my 8th contract working as a crew member on board a cruise ship. This has been my career over the course of a 10-year period. I actually started working on ships back in 2013 on Independence of the Seas as a one of the shop staff, and now it's 2023. So like I said, this has literally been a 10-year period. I haven't worked on ships for 10 years in a row. There was if I remember correctly, it was about a 2-3 year period in the middle where I did take a break from working on ships, and it was during this period I started, you know, learning about content creating, and I did start my YouTube channel. It's funny, I'm at a point in my life now where I feel like I'm trying to sort of make bigger life choices and decisions in my life. I am in my 30s right now, and you know, I'm starting to look at the future a bit more. Okay, I'm sort of looking now, is this the career I want to continue with? Do I see myself doing this for a longer period of time? Before the pandemic, I would have said that this was the best, you know, career that I could have ever had. Like, this is the best job in the world. I was so passionate and excited about this type of work that I do, this type of life that I have. But at this point in time, I feel like, and in a way, it sounds like I'm being a bit spoiled, because I know there are people out there in the world that would love to do what I do, and you know, there are people out there who watch me and think, wow, Chris Wong is living like the best life. But I can honestly say, for me at this moment in time, the passion and excitement that I once had, for me that has actually slowly started to fade, and that is really sad for me to say. At the beginning of the cruise ship restart, us crew members, we were informed before we started our first contract back. We were told that, yeah, things are going to be different, it's not going to be exactly the same as how it's going to be, and we were all prepared for that. All of us crew members, we knew, yes, going back to work, you know, since COVID, things are going to be different, and we all accepted that, all right? And you know, and it was fine. But I didn't think it would change the way I feel about the job. And I think the longer I've done it, like the more contracts I do now, I do notice that I'm definitely not as happy as I was, you know, prior to the pandemic. And there are genuinely times now where, again, this sounds like I'm just being a little spoiled brat, but there are times now where I'm just sort of walking around the ship, or I'm sat at my desk at work and I'm looking out into the casino, and I'm just sort of thinking, okay, is this really what it's going to be like now for the rest of my life? Like, is this what I'm going to be seeing, or like, do I have something more to look forward to? Like, is there something more for me to get excited about again? Because this, for me, like, I don't mind being here, okay, but it just definitely isn't as exciting as it once was. And I know as crew members, we're here to work, you know, this isn't designed to be fun, but prior to the pandemic, there was an element of just being a crew member on board a cruise ship, it was fun. And that for me has, yeah, I think for me that may have completely passed now. Now, for anyone who's watching this video who was thinking about working on cruise ships or is about to start working on cruise ships, please by no means don't take what I'm saying right now as, you know, a reason not to go work on a cruise ship, or don't let this discourage you in any way. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time, and the reasons for you wanting to be on board is going to be different for me. In fact, I would say if you are about to start working on cruise ships, or you want to think about starting a career on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, or any cruise line for that matter, this will be an exciting time for you, because right now I believe we are in a 10-year window where the cruising industry is trying to build itself back up to where it was prior to the pandemic. I think literally the moment before the pandemic, cruising was at its peak in terms of everything. I'm talking about sales, number of bookings, the stock prices, the amount of passengers around the world choosing to cruise as a vacation. Numbers were at its absolute highest. If you are working within the cruising industry right now, over the course of this 10-year window, which we've already started, you're helping it come back up to that point of its peak again, and then hopefully, you know, even higher. Don't let what I'm saying right now discourage you in any way to come and work on board a cruise ship as a crew member, because it will be exciting and fun for you in a different way to what I know. Now, some of you may be wondering, okay, Chris, well, if you felt like, the passion or the excitement or whatever I had was slowly starting to fade, why do I keep coming back? Well, at the beginning of the restart, I had my reasons for wanting to come back. Okay, I wanted to be a part of, cruise ship history, as I like to call it. I wanted to help bring the cruising industry back from the pandemic, and I wanted to continue growing my YouTube channel. But now I am definitely at a point where I feel like, I've achieved quite literally everything I wanted to get out of this experience when I decided many years ago to work on board a ship. I don't really feel like there's anything more for me to gain. Like, I'm not looking for promotion on board. My YouTube channel is at a point where I feel like, okay, I'm quite happy to continue growing this potentially off the ships now. Like, I don't need to be on board like 6 months out of the year and just miss everything that's happening back home in my life. At this point in my life, when I see sort of my friends and other people around me who are like similar age to me, when I see them just sort of doing things like, I don't know, having kids, settling down, buying a house, like there are times where I look at that and I think, like, is that what I'm supposed to be doing now? Like, am I falling behind? Or is the reason why I live this lifestyle, like on YouTube and working on ships, is this what caused my my previous relationship to end? These are the type of thoughts that run through my head, and yeah, I don't know, it's a weird sort of phase in my life right now where I'm just sort of trying to figure out stuff. If you do have any sort of, I don't know, advice, or if you just want to share your thoughts and opinions on what I've just said today, do drop them in the comments below. I do read everything you guys say. And yeah, I'm going to end today's video here. I think I've been talking for a very long time now. So thank you so much for watching today's videos, guys. I hope I didn't just bring this video on a downer. That definitely wasn't my intention. I'll see you in my next video. I've been Chris Wong. Comment, like and subscribe, and see you later.